Hi, I hope this can help someone who is struggling with bird mites. I'm just gonna list the things that we tried, that we did that finally worked for us. The first, most important, I feel, most effective thing we did was get a dehumidifier. I had read people's experiences on birdmites.org that a dehumidifier really helped, and it did. We had been having the problem for months, and then I was kind of waiting for them to die because I was told through people's experiences and so-called experts claimed, but and they claimed that you need a host for it to like whether it's the bird or the rat, because apparently those are like basically the same. Bird mites and rat mites, mouse mites. Anyway, but they didn't go away on their own. They were able to survive and replicate, right? Okay, so the dehumidifier was huge. Huge. I think that's what really finally saved us, because they don't drink water, they absorb water from the environment around them. And so if it's super dry, they die. Okay. So they were really just in the bedroom, and it drove us nuts because it the room was spotless and we couldn't see anything, and but we kept getting bitten every single night. And I had tried like steam cleaning it seemed to kind of help, which was and so you're like steaming your whole mattress, but you can't see anything, so you're just steaming every square inch just in case. And so it was really frustrating and discouraging. Anyway, so it seemed to help, but then they came back. Lavender oil spray didn't do anything. I think it made, not I think, it did make it worse. Things smelled nice, but we got more bites. Okay, so the dehumidifier, number one, huge. Another thing we did was I vacuumed and steam vacuumed again multiple times. I think that does help, but I think you have to have the dehumidifier along with it. So I got a steam vacuum. We steamed the sofas just in case like they came out, right? Because or followed us out. I steamed the car. Did we steam? No. For the car, I used something called Primo Guard spray. Primo Guard spray. It's mentioned on the birdmites.org site. A lot of people had success with that, or it helped, right? It didn't. I don't know, right? I don't know if just spraying everything would have done the job, but at this point we had been going through this for months, and I was done hoping and praying and trying things. Like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna dedicate my life to this, stop everything else, and we're gonna finish this and deal with it. And so I just did everything I possibly could. So okay, so far what? Dehumidifier, Primo Guard spray. All of our laundry I cleaned with borax, every single load, because that kills them. So I would add borax to every single load of laundry. Oh, I did steam the car, I think, as much as I could, or vacuumed it at least. I think my husband did it anyway, was what I meant to say. He like shampooed and vacuumed, and maybe steam vacuumed. No, maybe he did the car, but then also in the car, because they were in the car, we think. So then he sprayed the Primo Guard spray in the car after doing all that. And after steam vacuuming the mattress, what I did was put all around the edge of the bed. We have the box spring directly on the floor. It's not really technically a box spring. It's like a metal frame with a cover. So all around the edge of that, so on the floor, right up on the edge of the box spring, I put a layer, a border of borax all around the bed so that they wouldn't be able to crawl, like on from the floor up onto the bed. I had heard that they could like crawl up the ceiling and fall down on you, like on purpose, but that didn't happen. Didn't seem to happen. So borax all around the bed, like a border, so that they can't cross it and then get up onto the bed, onto the mattress. Okay. We, for baths and showers, use Dawn soap. Apparently there's something about that soap that suffocates them basically. And so, you don't want them anywhere, right? So use it for your hair, your body, and scrub. I heard people say like you really need to scrub. I guess. Okay, so do that. And then for your baths, do borax and sea salt baths. Make sure it's sea salt. So the borax obviously is very, very important in all of this. And then lastly, oh no, not lastly. I forgot something. Did I forget something? So we also, for the bites, because we were covered in bites, so to soothe the bites and to help heal them, and also to make our body kind of inhospitable, right, to the bugs, we would drink CDS and spray CDS on the rat bites. I mean, the bites were angry and crazy itchy. Like we've all been bitten by a million bugs in our life, just kind of like randomly, right? And they go away, and in a day or two. This was not like that. That was the problem. It would stay itchy for literally weeks. And the crazy thing is, you would scratch at it because it's so itchy, and the skin, it just gets all rashy and ripped up and bloody, even if, I don't know what it is. Like, even if you're not really scratching that hard, that happens. And then after that heals, right? It scabs and it heals. And it looks like it's, if you look at it, it looks healed. It looks like you had a bite like a few weeks ago. That becomes itchy again, as if you were just bitten. and you're like, oh no, but this is an old bite and it's all healed. But it's insanely, I have never in my life experienced that kind of irritated itchiness. It was like out of this world. Okay, so you're covered in that, right? So you spray with the CDS. Sorry, CDS is chlorine dioxide solution. And okay. And then along with the idea of like keeping your body inhospitable, because they attack you if you are not healthy, and they actually pick the unhealthiest person in your family and attack them first and attack them the most. That totally happened to us, because at first only my youngest son was getting bitten, and we were like, what is going on? This is so weird. And actually for a while I thought it was bed bugs, and so that took me on a wild goose chase. I'd never had bed bugs. So I wasn't familiar. I was like looking for them. I set up like bed bug traps. I assumed it was them because of what, and just keep in mind, so much of the stuff you read is like very, very confusing and misleading, and those two bites can be confused for each other. And anyway, I highly recommend you check out birdmites.org, because in the end that's what saved me. And it was those suggestions, especially the one about the dehumidifier, that finally helped helped to free us from this chapter in our lives. Okay. So also we changed our diet, and it's not even because that's actually the wrong way to say it. Um, we kind of stumbled upon and accidentally began to we do the like basically the 7 day vegan challenge, because here's the reason why. It's not even to with the intention of, oh, we have to change our diet. That wasn't even my intention at all. I had to stop my life to deal with this problem. I did not have time anymore to like kind of struggle and limp along and live my normal life while also dealing with all this laundry and steam vacuuming and stress and whatever. I couldn't focus, right? So I was like, I'm not cooking anymore. There is no more cooking. We are going to eat fruit for dinner. We are going to keep it super simple, and until we are done with getting these bird mites out of the house and whatever, I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking. So I was like, I had heard of people. Just what is so wrong with having some fruit for dinner? Maybe some, whatever. So we tried that as well. I think that helped a lot, actually. And as a side note, that was months ago, and I'm still we're okay. Well, that's for another video. Okay, so I also bought this zinc supplement. We ended up never taking it. I don't know what it is. It's like zinc, and I already had NAC and acetylcysteine, and it turned out that's actually really good for you too, and for bird mites as well. We ended up not taking either of those. Just laziness. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me, for whatever reason, to bring myself to regularly take supplements. I'm not sure what the problem is, but I never got around to doing that part. So, okay, the most important thing, most important, is the dehumidifier. You have to use borax in the laundry and take borax and sea salt baths. We used Primo spray, especially in the car, because you can't steam vac all the curves it's tough to steam vac all the curved, like head rests of the seats, and the seats are kind of rounded. So I think my husband, what he did was maybe shampoo vacuum or vacuum, or whichever, in whatever order, and then he just used the spray, because the steam vac is very effective, but you need kind of you have to get every single spot, because beyond like however many inches away from the steam, they still survive. They have to get into that really hot area to survive. And when I was steam vacuuming, I would cover it with a microfiber and like put a little rubber band around it so that it would cover the little long, it looked kind of like a mini squeegee, right? So you cover that, you put a rubber band on, because you just want the heat of the steam. You don't want the actual liquid and mist getting everywhere and soaking into your bed and making it wet, and then it might get moldy, right? Okay. Keeping everything simple and eating like fruits and vegetables. Using Dawn dish soap when you shower and take a bath, like no other soaps, just for the time being, right? This is temporary, but everything, I mean, like face, body, hair, everything, Dawn dish soap only, is what we did. And then the CDS spray to help heal the bites, and then also to drink it to keep your body alkaline and healthy and whatnot. Oh my god, and the borax border all around the bed so that they can't climb beyond that onto your mattress. I think I covered everything. Yeah, I think so. So if I would really encourage people to, I guess, it will be fine, but you have to be armed with the knowledge. And I encourage you to look into other people's real life experiences, because the kind of official cut and paste information you find, and even on some, pretty official, right? Like, oh, the whatever university of whatever, or like, because people send samples of it. They send it in to ask, like, what bug is this? And, the experts, will tell you this and that. But I found so much nonsense. Like, oh, they won't bother you. Or even if they do, they'll go away in a week because they can't survive without a host, yada, yada. I mean, it's utter hooey, because this was months. And there are some people who have suffered for years. And I think that's what kind of scared me straight, basically. I was like, okay, we are not going to suffer this for years. No, thank you. So then I really hunkered down and did these and things. And within, I would say, like a month, no, over a month, because towards the end, there were kind of stragglers that were biting us. And so every time I thought it was all over, it's like, oh no, we still have it. But I would say like a month and a half, I could say, okay, I I believe they are gone, and they have been gone, and they have stayed gone. And I don't use the dehumidifier anymore. I moved it actually to another side of the house, like, near the bathroom, because it gets really humid there, to help with the humidity there. And it's so great too, because it also kills like silverfish and stuff, because they too need like the moisture from the, oh, and incidentally, the dehumidifier was really awesome, because it you take out it gets so much water just from the air, and I take it out and I water the plants. And okay, emergency water, right? I think that's it. So everything will be okay. It feels really embarrassing, and overwhelming, and because it's something you've never heard of, and it just drives me bonkers, because they're so tiny that you don't see them. And I was lucky, because I actually saw one once, but some people never see it. I saw it, and it went towards a cut on the tip of my hand. I had a cut that was kind of open, and you could see the blood, and it like went right up to that cut, and like sat next to it, like presumably drinking the blood or whatever. And I was like, oh my. And then there was like this tiny little one kind of following it that was a clear color. And then the adult one was kind of like it looked like a white and black spotted thing. Anything else helpful? If I remember anything else, I'll try to add it in the description. So everything's going to be okay. There are solutions, but you have to really kind of hunker down and make them completely go away, because you don't want to suffer this for years. Unfortunately, that's what happens to some people. Okay. Good luck. It will be okay.